Hello, hello, hello. How are we guys doing? There is this one song on YouTube by Cimeris, or Cimeris, because I have a French way of reading things. It's titled Kiss Me Like a Lie, and I'm completely obsessed by it. So, this whole read that we are about to embark upon is basically inspired by that song. And it's gonna be, so if you watch tarot reads on YouTube, there's usually called what are his feelings for you, what are his thoughts, his, hers, if you, or you versus them. If you watch Christina from Sassy Scorpio Tarot, which I adore, she's wonderful. So this is gonna be like a you versus them situation, or his thoughts, his feels, your feels, but centered and inspired by Kiss Me Like a Lie from Cimeris, which means that each position will have a broader theme for each position, and that broader theme will be explored a little further based off the lyrics. As per usual, I will obviously indicate what decks I'm using and show them on camera. So the clarifying deck will be the Van Gogh Tarot, which works wonderfully well. And for this spread, because it's like a love theme thingy, we are introducing Secrets of the Rose Tarot. Secrets of the Rose. I found this one on Temu, but it's a pretty good quality, cardstock quality. The oracle will be Messy Truth, as I think it fits absolutely the theme, and the central, or just like the presentation of the signs for who I'm reading, will be the Barbiery Zodiac signs. So main deck, clarifying deck, and the two oracle cards. And I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit so you can have a nice screenshot opportunity. Here we are. The Van Gogh, I found it on AliExpress, but it's also on Temu. I saw it. It potentially has two names, but you can easily find the Van Gogh Tarot. Secret of the Rose on Temu, Messy Truth on Temu, and this, any regular normal shop will have the Zodiac. Barbiery Zodiac Oracle. So let's dive into it. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my beautiful Tauruses. How is the headbutting at this time? We're gonna dive into a sweet little Kiss Me Like a Lie tarot read today. So let's zoom out. All my secrets revealed. So let's rock this. I'm just gonna put that here. This might look a little scary as it has 9 positions, but we're gonna work through it. It's gonna be amazing. Aries was so juicy, so crispy. It was a nice read. Off the record, for my Tauruses, we have a Page of Wands. Ooh la la, playful, flirty energy in the air for my Tauruses. Are you taking an advance on Valentine's Day? You know, scoring that date? You're curious. It's fun, light-hearted. 8 of Wands, definitely flirty, texting, DMing. Good stuff going on for you guys. And a little bit of keeping track of what your person of interest is doing online with that Page of Swords, spying, and just wielding that sword of thinking what they're doing. Just a little, maybe assessing how you can best get your way in their heart or in their pants. So, anything else for my Tauruses? Definitely playful, spying energy, very light-hearted, dancing with your thoughts and your words, concepts, and how to maybe gather information on that person of interest, how to best mesmerize them. Oh, Tauruses, we are headed straight toward a higher level, more meaningful soulmate level connection with the lovers. If you already have someone in your life, this is going to be a tricky choice, a challenging choice for you at this time. If you are already in a committed relationship and you are spying on someone a bit more fun to spice up your life. Ten of Swords, look out for betrayals, and if you are the one committing the betrayal, is it worth it? Is the casual fun worth the pain and the ache that it might result from all of this? So off the record, what is up for my Tauruses? Off the record, okay, that was a bit too much. Nine of Swords, stressing, Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity, and Two of Pentacles, juggling, making a decision, but mostly juggling with the Two of Pentacles. So like I said, if you already are committed somewhere and you are interested in a third party because it's fun, it's challenging, it's out there, it's shiny and glimmering, watch out, because not everything that glimmers is gold, and you are potentially breaking a backstabbing energy that will hurt a lot of people. So just be aware of that. Chariot, it's the resolve, the drive to victory, but make a clear assessment of your road ahead so you can make the right turn at the right moment, the right decision. Whoops, that was a bit much, but the one that flipped. King of Wands, Eight of Cups, walking away and being very charismatic, very leader, setting the rules, setting the goals, making enterprises, being entrepreneur. But for that you need to walk away if you have not already walked away from a situation in which you have invested a lot, which could flip the scenario of you already had something and you walked away towards a new, more stable, higher level, lifelong situation with the Lover's card. It's more like some people will say a soulmate, but it's definitely more serious than the Page of Wands, flirty, curious, playful energy. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and wait, holy shit, 7, 8, and a Knight. So 7 of Pentacles is looking back at past situations, behaviors, patterns, and learning from them so you can revise further how you work your Eight of Pentacles. And now you are having a more steady, practical, studied approach. That 7 and 8 has taught you to look back and see what worked, what didn't work. With the 8, you are putting much more work and application and study and mastery into your thing, taking it slow but steady with the Knight, and just reliable, practical to have an outcome that is profitable, that is reliable. So that's a beautiful energy, especially for my earth signs having so much Pentacles. It's you tuning into your energy to make it really work. Those seem to be the off-the-record messages, so I'm gonna go poker and we're gonna start. King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. You need to make a decision regarding your stability, in how you want to not exercise, but how you want to harness, control, and maximize your resources at this time. If you see a snout, that's my dog. She is very clingy and demanding at this time. And of course, when I'm doing reads, that's when she wants the most of my attention. So, Tauruses, are we ready? So this is going to be your side, and this is going to be their side. So actually, let me just move this to Taurus side. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, it's going to show us on camera, so yeah. You, them. And I know it's not evident, but it's technically like a pair of lips for the titular title of the spread. Interesting. We have repeating energies, and I see beautiful stuff on the table. This is gonna be beautiful. Let me just adjust this. And it's still recording. Awesome, because with Aries something glitched and it didn't record the bottom of the deck when I was laying the cards. Also, actually, wait, let me push this a little further up. Bright light. We still have enough light so I can see. I am still sort of working out my lighting situation for this. Okay, so number 1, the seductive lie. Ooh la la, what is kiss me like a lie, the kind that makes you stay? Which is interesting because we have here the Hierophant, which makes me question, is the relationship based on faulty foundations or falseness or lies? What is the lie and how come it's the first position for you guys? And we have the Ace of Swords. So a lie will be dismantled, illuminated, or brought to the surface with that Ace of Swords regarding this higher level commitment that is in the vicinity for you. The position here is he offers intoxicating, beautiful deception, the kind of falsehood that feels like a devotion and keeps someone emotionally hooked even if it's hollow. So is the relationship, even though it's a higher level commitment, like deeply rooted, structured, long-term dating, marriage, has that been built on faulty foundation and on lies, literally? Because if such is the case, the truth will come out and it might be a little, well, I'm not seeing the Tower yet, but, and this is an advice for you to tread very cautiously. If the foundation of the sacredness of your long-term stable relationship is built on lies, lies will come out with that Ace of Swords. So brace yourself for potentially cataclysmic adverse reactions, cataclysmic outcomes, destructions. So yeah, just be very, very cautious if things are unraveled. What is the Ace of Swords bringing to the light for my Tauruses? So the Hermit. Someone feels alone. So maybe it's time to speak your piece, that either the foundation of the relationship was built upon you feeling alone and lonely, and so you took the first opportunity that came to you, or someone within the relationship feels isolated, secluded, and recluse within the relationship. That's a conversation to be had between you and your partner. On their side, for my Tauruses, mercy denied. I was never meant for mercy. Deep internal belief that she is unworthy of gentleness, accepts punishment as her natural state. A bit of a martyrdom energy here. Ace of Cups. So is this new or is this old? And we have the Six of Pentacles. So she is giving back to this beautiful, emotional, fulfilling energy. And it's also interesting how, for you guys, what is framing the top row is literally Ace of Swords, truth, clarity, communication. And here on their side, a new emotional fulfillment. Maybe a renewal with that Six of Pentacles, giving back to the relationship. Even if it was potentially built on a lie, a deceit, or something not completely honest and truthful. But that is up to you to figure out how it applies to your story. And it can be a small thing, it can be a big thing, it can... the title being the lie, the deceit, it's maybe just like you say you like this dish or this meal, but you actually don't like it, but because it means something emotional to your partner, you keep the lie alive to make them happy. It can be something as trivial and as small and silly as that. Maybe ask your partner if they feel like they are the only one contributing to the emotional wellness and the emotional balance of this relationship. I'm looking at that Six of Pentacles, which is giving back and being generous and giving when the opportunity arises. Being on their side with the Ace of Cups, it's like she feels like she's giving, but are they receiving? She, he, they, whoever is on this side for you. I'm just reading literally the visuals of the cards. So is your partner the one that is constantly giving back? Is that justified? Are you giving equally, or is it like an unfair balance? And we have the Moon clarifying it. So something is hidden here in this. Maybe she could be a little bit concerned, a little bit maybe hiding something, or just being insecure in the relationship because she feels like she's the one constantly giving to the relationship. In which case, you need to up your game and be more balanced, be more generous, and try to take notice of what your partner is doing so that you can match that energy and bring back the balance of that Six of Pentacles, equal give and take, equal share, equal participation in this relationship. The fake depth, crocodile tears. Hold me like you mean it, then turn and run away. Master of intense momentary intimacy, followed by sudden abandonment. Performative passion without follow through. That is on the less stellar aspect. That is definitely the King of Wands, who is very passionate and bright and enthusiastic, jumping into new opportunities. But if the fire is not keeping it alive, he will dish out like it never happened. And here we have the Four of Pentacles, holding on. But here it's almost a sense of hoarding, as in having the resources, the pearls, the jewelry on the table, and not sharing. So, master of intense momentary intimacy. He will give, but it's shallow, it's superficial, it's not the deep emotional thing that this person here desires, wants, needs, craves with that Ace of Cups. They want their cup filled. They want equal give and take of the emotional intimacy, vulnerability, and exchange in the process of this relationship. But on this side, your side, Taurus, I'm sorry to call you out, although you might flip energies if it's like, vice versa. On this side, though, it really has a sense of like, I'm gonna be passionate and charismatic and driven and really 100% in, but for a short time. And they're holding on key depth, key emotion, key vulnerability, key the riches of the heart and of the soul that is not being shared, which is exactly what this person here craves and desires the most. So watch out for that. And if that is the faulty thing upon which the relationship is built, going back to the position above, you might want to be a little bit more generous. And it's not necessarily your finances, but just your time, your attention, and the connectivity between you and your partner. We have the Page of Wands, which you had in your off-the-record pre-shuffle energy. This is curiosity, enthusiasm. It's just fun. It's diving and chasing butterflies and puppies because it's cute and it's novel and it's just there for you to grab. But it's also not sustainable. And especially having the Page and the King in this position here, the false depth and the crocodile tears, it's like you are pulling off an act to make things look shinier, more appealing, more rare and decadent than what they are, because you think that you are impressing them with shallow riches, with just the pretty package and the appearances of things, whereas what they want is depth and harmony, and the riches of the soul and of the heart, the emotionality of it all, which is what you are hoarding and keeping to yourself, which might cause problems in the union. So be advised of that, be careful, and try to be a little bit more open and willing to share, especially communication, and not just shallow praise them for the sake of praising them, but more like, I appreciate this, I appreciate that, thank you for this, thank you for that, and just genuine, honest, meaningful. That is the real riches here. It's the meaning and the intent behind the gesture that really matters. On her side, carrying his scars and still left me all your scars, she becomes the container, the vessel for his emotional damage. He marks her permanently and walks away clean. So, walks away. Literally with the Chariot is walking into a victory or walking away. And now we have a Three of Swords. So your partner, your significant other, whoever this person is in your life that I'm reading the energy of, has been wounded in the past, and it's still lingering in their energetic field, especially if it's following a sense of betrayal or the lie having been uncovered, and someone carrying the weight and the brunt of that weight alone on their shoulder, having to maybe keep face with the moon and hiding that they actually know what the truth is, what the lie was, what the sham of it is. And so it's difficult, it's heavy, and they try their best to conceal how emotionally hurt they are, but it's still a heavy baggage that they're carrying. And now, because on your side there's this sense of giving shallow passion and enthusiasm and interest, but without allowing depth and vulnerability to shine through and cement the union, this person feels like they are giving all of that emotional aspect, especially if you're dealing with a water sign, but regardless of that. And so that is a pinch in their heart, as it's very heavy, and just they feel betrayed because it feels like they alone carry the whole emotional weight of this relationship. And so they feel like they are carrying your wounding and your emotional trauma, your hurt. But if your person wants to go into victory and leave the heartbreak alone, there definitely needs to be better communication, more honesty, and just allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open up in an honest, genuine way. Something for the Three of Swords, please. That was too much. So let me see the Three of Swords for my Tauruses. Justice. Oof, yeah. Oof, oof, oof. With justice, there needs to be a balance brought into this in a neutral, balanced, harmonious way to balance out how you feel, how they feel, and what the middle bridge gap can be filled in with compromises in a healthy way to respect both of your boundaries and your core identities and emotions, but also something to cement and help go forth in victory with the assistance of these Three of Swords being healed, cleared out, so that it's not a lingering heavy shadow on your path to a successful future. On your side, danger as philosophy. You told me love was danger. He intellectually, spiritually justifies toxicity, views love as inherently destructive, and uses that belief to excuse his behavior. Nine of Wands, guarding the fort but being standoffish, being alone. Oh shite, and we have a Nine of Swords, so it's a double 9. It's a double energy of being alone, going back to that hermit, feeling alone, feeling recluse, feeling the only one who is guarding the fort, the only one who is fighting the good fight for the connection. And it's a heavy burden, heavy stress, but also what are you defending? Is it? Yeah, it's in camera. Okay, so we are here in this position. What is that thing that requires you to stand alone and defend it? And why are you intellectually, spiritually justifying this toxic, obtuse, obsessed, and very stubborn idea that you need to be alone defending this position? Are you defending the original lie on which the whole partnership was based upon? What is the Nine of Wands about? And also look at how he's silently shushing her. Like, shush, this is a secret. What is the secret? And why do you keep defending it and protecting it, even at the cost of your mental sanity and your well-being? Because the Nine of Swords is thoughts that keep you awake at night. You are stressed, you are burdened, you are exhausted with the Nine of Wands, and yet you keep it and you use it as justification in some regard. And we have the Nine of Cups again and the Four of Cups. So you are being dissatisfied. Is the whole lie... Okay, so I'm seeing a scenario here. At first, this whole thing was exciting, thrilling, a novelty. It was beautiful, it was amazing. The passion was there, the fire was there. It was grady, top tier, gold crown, gold star, whatever. But then it fizzled out. and you feel isolated and alone, having to keep appearances up. They felt that. They feel heartbroken because there's no emotional depth to carry the relationship forward, or it's dragging, and you are defending the illusion that everything is going honky-dory okay, but it's not. They feel it, they're heartbroken, you are stressed, and you are still defending it. We have the Nine of Swords again twice, with the Four of Cups, which is being dissatisfied, discontent, and bored. But if such is the case, why are you keeping it alive? Either which way, communication is very much needed at this time if you want to repair, bridge, and gap this whole situation, and maybe start over, start new, be more open, and try to be more balanced. You need to give more emotionality and not just fiery passion and stellar fun in the bedroom. Addicted to the divine spark on their side. We never had a future, just a spark we call divine. She clings to the brief transcendent moment, romanticizing the intensity even though she intellectually knows it was doomed. Going back to that Ace of Cups, this person is emotionally driven, and this person is more physically driven. King of Swords, Hangman, it's a double card of knowing, of being very clearly, acutely aware of the situation for what it is, for what it was, even if perhaps the rose-tainted glasses had fallen. This person is keep pushing them back up on the nose bridge to keep the illusion that is a romance, fairy tale romance type of situation, even if it's not true, even if they are hurt, even if they are aware of the things that are shrouded in lies and mysteries and uncertainty, even if that scares them. They try to be balanced and push the idealized version of the relationship forward, fighting the facts for what they are. It's very much knowing, but trying to see things from a different angle to justify keeping this alive and in the status quo in which it currently is. So in this sense, the both of you are mirroring yourself in some capacity. You are exhausted and guarding the fort, guarding the front, and although you are being heavily dissatisfied and stressed and burdened, you are still defending this because this is upon the soil and the land and the foundation upon which this whole thing has been built. Your person knows the truth, feels the truth, is trying to see things from a different perspective, very intellectually aware of things, even if they're not speaking it, and now they'll be protecting a little bit their energy and their emotionality by being a little bit more cold, but still it's intellectually validating the lie that has been implemented and upon which this whole thing was built upon. Something for the King of Swords, please. We have the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. So your person is definitely very intuitive, but with the High Priestess, it's also a sense of being a recluse, being pulled away from society, from interaction, like the Hermit. Although the High Priestess is more like the Oracle of Delphi, aka more linked to the divine, to other stuff if you believe in that, but more like the other energies out there that are not strictly found within, like with the Hermit. She's more trusting her intuition as a guidance, and it's not just resting and napping for the sake of resting and napping. Her rest with the Four of Swords has the purpose and the intent of a deeper investigation. High Priestess, Hanged Man, it's really going deep within and allowing her intuition and everything to take a more concrete, directional shape with the King of Swords, to really align the facts, the emotions, and the surrounding context of the situation, to bring clarity, to bring rationality to what has been felt, what has happened, exchanged, etc., etc., to have like the clearest picture possible on the situation, and maybe strategize going from there how they want to proceed going forward in this relationship. Back to your side. Creator of the villain. If I was the villain, you made me that way. You dressed me in chaos and kissed it away. That's going to be on this side. I just know the lyrics because I love this song. He projects, provokes, and literally shapes her into the chaotic dark version of herself, then steps back and lets her carry the blame. Page of Sword, again, immaturity, with the page energy being the entry level of the court cards. It's the messenger, it's the child, the student, the learner, literally grade school level. And with that, think of how a child behaves. It's a little bit irrational, a little bit sparky, and going off how they feel in the moment. And that is the thing that shapes their whole attitude and path and decision making. And with the Two of Pentacles, you are, or this side, the side A, although I designated this as the Taurus side, and sorry to be mean if you feel that way, but on your side, you project and provoke and shape her to be the dark person, aka making her the emotionally immature partner in the situation. And now you are stuck balancing the fact for what they are and your projection of your partner to validate your own perspective on the situation, which is, I know it sounds a bit complicated, but it's really the irrational emotionality that is used to paint the partner in a certain light is justified, even though rationally, deeply within you, you know that is false, untrue. But to make it valid, you need to sort of juggle the fact that you know and the fact or the lie that you are creating, rather, to balance them so that you are giving yourself that I'm right in this situation, because you need to defend the lie and the deceit upon which this whole thing was built upon. And I know it's a bit scammy, but human life, human existence is a complicated topic, and so you have your reasons as to why you are proceeding under these circumstances, or with this aim, with this way of doing things. On one hand, you want to be carefree and just light and jolly and dancing in the wind, but on the other hand, you know that you can't always just not be attached to the consequences of your actions. So there's a sense of you seek the thrill of the freedom, but you're also chained to the burden of responsibility, and you are the own creator of your fate here. And we have the Devil, toxicity, excess, manipulation, being tempted by the good stuff and not facing the consequences of bad choices. You could free yourself if you admit the lie, the deceit, and just communicate the truth for what it is and try to bridge the gap from there. But because we have that Page of Swords, very immature, very youthful, very not giving a shit about consequences energy, juggling that with all the rest. It's heavy, and you might be feeling like, is it really worth it? Because the way things are going, yes, I'm having a little bit of stress, a little bit of being overburdened, but it's still fun. It still sparks fire and passion in me, even if it's based on a lie, and even if I feel alone in this, it's still work because it feels good. And that soul aspect of it feels good, it's entertaining, will keep you chained in this loop until you have the balls or the spine to literally finally admit things for what they are, step out, step up in your game, and be a little bit more discerning and finally breaking free from the chains of the devil, which is everything in excess, but everything in toxic levels of excess, where it's no longer healthy or fun or just meaningless. There are real consequences of this, and on your side, it's the burden of that Nine of Wands and the stress of that Nine of Swords carrying those thoughts into the night, where you are not getting all like a good night's sleep. Nine of Swords twice, so it's really heavy on your conscious, on your thoughts, and yet you are still lingering in that space. On their side, chaotic baptism. You dressed me in chaos and kissed it away. She was both costumed in destruction by him and momentarily absolved, forgiven through his kisses. It's the duality of these Two of Pentacles that you are juggling, and you are aware of juggling. You are aware of putting that costume, that mask onto her, and she is accepting it because it makes this thing work for the both of you. It's a cycle of degradation and fleeting redemption. But fleeting redemption has a shelf life. Ten of Cups, happiness, abundance, Six of Swords. So this person, if not physically, emotionally has stepped away, and she is now at least emotionally, if not physically, in a healthy, happy, abundant, emotional headspace, if not physically already away. Although with the Chariot, my strong suspicion, if not already, there are plans to move away physically from all of this, with the Six of Swords moving into safe space, into happiness, into something that is gentle, providing, and honest, where there is a bit more emotionality, a bit more vulnerability, where there is no stress, no weight, no burden, no things to be afraid of, no lies, no deceit to be constantly dreading, the sort of lingering tentacles in the dark. It's going to be fair, it's going to be just, and it's going to be fulfilling on their side. Give me something for this duology. And we have the Ace of Wands, new fart. I'm so sorry. New spark, new endeavor, new inspiration, new creativity. So there is definitely a fire being lit elsewhere that is now filling her cup, being more, not tempting, but more energizing, more vitality, more curiosity. Could be job, could be a creative endeavor, but there's definitely a sense of, I want this because it feels safe and it feels her emotionally. And also look at that, we started with an Ace of Cups here, and now we are at the Ten of Cups with that Ace of Wands energy. So it's definitely a huge progress, and in between there's that Chariot. So it's a fast, super fast progress with intellectual prowess and strategizing to move into that Ten of Cups, that unbridled, fulfilling happiness, moving away into safety with that Six of Swords. And now let's unpack the centerpiece, the beautiful vintage lie. But you know how to lie like wine. Forget all the endings, let the fire misbehave. The intoxicating, aged, almost exquisite quality of the deception itself. Both drink from it, both let the destructive fire rage, because the lie is too delicious to end. This is the magnetic center, a shared mutual complicity in beautiful ruin. Four of Cups, again, going back to here, Four of Cups. So on your side, the disappointment. And now in the center bridge, we have again disappointment, and Nine of Pentacles, the single thriving energy. And I feel, so this can apply to both partners, but since we had more action-oriented energy on your partner's side or significant other on side B, Chariot, Six of Swords, Ten of Cups, Justice, King of Swords, strategizing to move into fulfilling happiness. I feel like, although they are reversed, the Nine of Pentacles on your side, Four of Cups on their side, it feels more like reverse. And I'm going to actually do it physically because it feels more representative with the way the energies are laid on the table. This person will embrace singledom because it's more fulfilling at this time. Eventually there will be a new spark, a new inspiration, potentially a new Ace of Cups, but for the time being they are focusing on their self-fulfilling abilities and capability of fulfilling their own cups, because the lies, the deceit, and the weight of it all was just too much. And it's almost a divine retribution and divine justice to go their solo way and replenish their own cup, heal from that Three of Swords, and just rebuild themselves with the Nine of Pentacles, because they are capable and able of being the master of their own life. On your side, sadly, we now have this Four of Cups again, which is very much discontent, not interested, disappointed, bored, not satisfactory, because you base connections in falsehood, not necessarily lies, but at least falsehood, and only in the pleasures of the flesh or the physicality or the mundane sort of things that feel good, that are right now instant gratification, and not so much delayed gratification, which can be exponentially grown with time and stability. So it's a bit of a conflictual energy, and it kind of like you have the bad end of the stick, but this should be an opportunity to learn and to either repair this if there is a hope, or when you move to the next relationship, have it built on something more substantial or more balanced, more equilibrium than just falsehood, lies, and things that feel good in the spur of the moment. Final messages, please. And apparently there's, oh, there is the World. Ouch. So this is definitely being brought to an end. It's definitely a wrap-up for whoever I am reading to. It's sad ending, happy ending, depending on how you or the counter watcher feels. But there's definitely a sense of ending, especially on this side with the Chariot, Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, sorry, and the World, Nine of Pentacles. It's moving into stability, but on their own, being empowered, self-reliant, beautiful, but that end is very heavily looming on their side, especially. if you are not already aware, here's your cue. I'm sorry to betray this person, but the energies are on the table, literally. So I'm gonna now shuffle the Messy Truth Oracle cards and see what pops out. Oh, that was... Did you see that fly? Holy hell. And that was just me. Oh, well, you know what? So because I didn't grab the deck strong enough, the last card flipped out, but I'm gonna keep it. Glow up time, transformation, confidence, inner radiance, and that is literally that 9 of Pentacles here. On this side we have woke up different, shifted energy, done tolerating silent strength. This I'm gonna put on your side. Maybe it's time for you to wake up and look at yourself in the mirror, see things for what they are. The decision you are making based on what grounds or what concepts, what is alluring, what is the center core ground upon which you are making your decisions that land you in these types of situation, if it's recurring, or in this particular one if it's a one-off. It's time to reflect and heal from this, change the way you are facing challenges, situations, communication, emotion, vulnerability, so that you can proceed forward with more insight, with more depth, more empathy, but also knowing yourself and attracting the sort of partner and situation and relationships that are more solidly grounded in honest truth and not so much in lies and deceit and things that can break down or that are kept alive by falsehood and lies. So, my dear Tauruses, I do apologize if the message was a bit rough, but here on this channel we do tackle rough energies so that we awake from them more knowledgeable, more inspired, trying to illuminate what is hidden so that we can proceed more confidently onto the path of your life. And yeah, the more you know, the less, I mean, at least if you are aware of situations and problematic situations, if you are inclined, you can work on yourself to change those habits and have a happy, healthier life, which is the purpose of this channel. So, Tauruses, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, share if you know somebody who this read might benefit. And I will see you in my next video. I will try to make it a little bit more cheerful for the next one. Ciao, ciao.